This is the next major project that I need to get done. This is the entrance to the ductwork that goes up the wall and into the upstairs front room. It was way too small for the job, and besides, I'm having to build some closets over that space, and so I need to move this vent about 5 feet over there next to where the chimney is, or the fireplace is, and up along the side of that. So I started demoing this here and taking it apart. And of course, like everything else in this project, this connection here for the to get to that vent was broken. This piece here was there, and you can see that it should have this connection that can be adjusted. You twist that so you can angle the output of it, and I had to go buy one of those things. Of course, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, so I had to trim up the sheet metal to get it to fit. But I got it mounted there, and then took the original piece of ductwork because it's got this damper connection in it, and then this will I'm temporarily hanging it here, but this will then extend over into this direction here and go up in this space here, and I'll get the shot of where it's going up in the living room. Okay, we're in the living room now. This space here is right above where we were in the cellar. So I'll be building this out. See if I can grab this. Just grab a 2x4 here without killing myself. And give you an idea of what I'm doing. So I'm going to build this wall out. This 2x4 on either side of this brick here. Basically, I'm just extending the wall out to provide a space. Cut that floor out there and bring that ductwork up through the floor, and then this then will be the channel for the air to come up and go on up and into around this ladder into that opening in the ceiling, and cut a hole in the floor up there, run the vent on up to the level of the floor, and put a register on it. And that's going to be what I'm putting in is essentially 4 inch by 14. What was in there originally was that little bit of ductwork there, which is only like 3 by 12. So that's like 36 inches of space in the vent, and 14.4 is going to be like 56. So it's going to handle a lot more air. Hopefully it'll be enough to heat and cool the upstairs room. Making good progress here. I've cut the hole in the floor, and of course there were a couple of joists there, which I had to cut at roughly 45-degree angle to get the ductwork off the end boot, and we'll talk more about all those terms as I get to that sheet metal work. But got the 2x4s up, and I've got the lining put in. This is aluminum foil covered cardboard, and that's going to be the lining for this chase space, whatever. As it turns out, I thought 414 was a standard size piece of ductwork, and it's not. So I'll be coming out of the 8-inch round into here. I have to manufacture a 45-degree connection from the end boot and then push it up into this opening. And since they don't make 414, decided just to go ahead and use the space between the 2x4s and this material here and I'll be lining that all the way down, and then it goes up. I manufactured a metal piece to go from the top of the flooring upstairs down to the level of the floor joist, and then I just transitioned this cardboard into that with foil tape, and of course crooked old houses. This ends up getting narrower both in width and depth, and so airflow is not going to be 100% 414, but it'll be pretty good. And there'll be the 414 register on the floor then. This is the end boot that I mentioned earlier. Well, anyway, from this point that way, what it does is it goes on, well, I guess because of the name, it goes on the end of the ductwork, in this case 8-inch, and then it transitions into this 4x14 opening, and this is built to with the intention that then the floor register just fits into this 4x14 part of the end boot. And but since my register is actually about 11 feet away from the end boot, I had to build this 45-degree extension piece. I made that out of sheet metal, used my little brake, 30-inch brake. Don't ask me why they call it that. I guess if you use it wrong, you'll break something. I don't know. And so I made that 45-degree piece because what it has to do is it has to come up through the opening that I made in the floor into this chase homemade ductwork. And so what will happen then, it'll be fitting in this space like that underneath the floor. Well, you know, I thought I had it all figured out, and It turns out that once I got it all together, and you can see I foil taped all the seams here so it won't leak until the air gets into the chase. I had to cut a lot more of the floor out. You may have noticed earlier that this first piece of flooring here, right here, had a hole in it. That would have been for the gas line, because this fireplace was never meant to be a wood burning fireplace, although you can see some people tried to probably burn some sticks and things in there. But it's definitely not deep enough, and there's no places for getting rid of ashes and whatnot, but whatever. I guess there's different designs for that. But it was always meant to have a gas insert, and that sat, you know, in that space, extended out a little bit, and then there would have been a gas line that came up through the hole that was in that first row of floorboard there. So I figured, well, since I have to take out all this extra floorboard, I might as well deal with that piece at the same time, and I wouldn't have gotten this hole big enough, and then I had to cut some more of this right here. Had to cut that back for some more, and it just means I'll just have to be patching in more of the floorboards, and had to chop down those floor joists at hopefully 45 degrees, and then I ripped that new piece of wood at 45 degrees and nailed that along there. Just yeah, since cut so much of that floorboard in, I figure, well, I'll nail some more wood there just to help support the weight. I don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but anyway, so now I can, from underneath, I can get this end boot fitted into that space, and it'll I'm going to hang it on the end. I drill holes on either side there. I'm going to hang that just to support it while I'm working with it. Then I'll go into the cellar and connect and work with an 8-inch round from the trunk line that I showed you earlier, and I will start dry fitting the 8-inch round down in the cellar. This piece here I'm reusing. I got that into the end boot. It was a little long, so I had to cut it off, and then I'm reusing this 45 degree to get the downward direction from this point. A new elbow, and then it goes on into the trunk line there. Had to cut that short because this was too far, actually that way, and I needed to bring this whole thing back so that I'd get, you know, a better alignment with there, and I got a little play in that. Won't be a problem. So now I take my new piece of 8-inch, cut about a 30-inch piece to go from there to there, get that dry fitted, and then I'll connect it all together, tie it together with screws or strength, and once it's all screwed up, And I'll get the foil tape after it and get all these joints nice and sealed up, and that part of the project will be done. By George, I think I've got it. Got it all dry fitted together. Yeah, it took a little bit of wrestling and figuring out where to make the connection. Turned out to be between that L and the 45. Make that work, and we have a duct from the trunk to the end boot. I just had to test it. Turned on the fan, opened the damper, and you can see that little piece of wood chip. Probably a little spider right around there somewhere. And, might even be able to hear it. So we got airflow. Hot diggity dog. I've patched in the floor now, and the liner is all in place and taped up on the inside, and then I've got the exterior all put in place, and I'm going to tape up that little gap there, and then I got to space out this face of the 2x4 to match the wall, so when probably be pulling this plaster down and then just drywalling this all, everything will come out nice and square. And then so once the spacing's put up, I'm going to start getting the drywall over this, and that'll be the end of it. I might patch these cracks up in the floor, just put them up a little bit, but that's a later project. So it's all sealed up, and I get a nice airflow up in the bedroom up there, so success, or kapla if you're Klingon.